Let's talk youth sports and some problems and things I see with them. And let me try to give you some strategies to maybe combat them, maybe to think at them a little differently or give you a different perspective on how you think about youth sports. My name is Justin Miller. I'm the owner of Legends of Athletics. I've been in the sports performance industry for the last 9 years, and I have my degree in kinesiology, and I have been training athletes ever since. So let's get into the subject at hand, right? When it comes to things such as AAU, travel baseball, select soccer, things like that, I don't have a problem with the concept itself. Conceptually, I think it makes sense. It's the practice of it is where the issue lies with me, right? Right. So many of my memories coming up, I played youth sports. It's been 20 years ago. Many of my memories coming up are based around my friends, my family, and having a good time just within a neighborhood and things like that. I know that today's society and time is not really neighborhood oriented or things like that like it used to be, and things of that nature. But I do know this is that there is way too much money shelled out in youth sports. And I have not had an argument. I have not had somebody to convince me differently yet. There is no reason, and there is no right reason that a 13-year-old, a 12-year-old, 11-year-old, 10-year-old should be playing, and below, should be playing 6 or 7 tournaments a year and shelling out money just to play the same teams from their hometown. Nobody can convince me that that makes sense. Secondly, when it comes to development, a lot of these kids aren't even being developed. They are being coached to win games within their age group. They aren't being developed. They aren't being built on learning the basics, learning the skills, and then going up and climbing. These kids are just built on let's win this tournament, and let's get the money funneling through our system of whatever affiliation or association that they are linked to. Now, with the advent of the rise of things like AAU, travel baseball, select, things like that, what you have gotten is the death of local sports. So our park and recs and things like that have taken a downswing or a downturn in many cities across the United States, because now kids no longer play those things and they go straight to playing elite level sports, and they specialize in that sport. Now, from my perspective, you may say, well, Justin or Coach Miller, what does that have to do with me? From my perspective, whenever we take an athlete and we put them in that arena to specialize so early and so soon, that you get one or two things. Either this kid is going to burn out, or this kid won't be as great of an athlete because of the specialization that they have gotten in their sport at an early age. There's no reason that a 10-year-old should specialize in baseball because of fear of injury at 10, 11, 12, or 13. The skills that they build and acquire through playing other sports are nine times out of 10 very transferable to other sports. When I talk about specialization, even with my athletes, I don't really say an athlete should specialize in anything until about, we can say, ninth grade at the earliest and beyond. I probably would go on to say 10th grade, because even if you suffer something such as an ACL tear, a ruptured Achilles, have to have some Tommy John surgery or something like that done to your elbow, you still have plenty of time to recover and have a great career after that. But like I said, there's so many sports that have transferable skills to other sports. It only makes you a better athlete. So if I'm playing something like, if I'm playing 7-on-7 football, if I'm playing travel baseball, and I'm playing 10 plus tournaments, if I'm playing these select things, well, you have to ask yourself as an athlete, right? Is this making me better? Is this the most valuable use of my time? And is this going to translate into when my season rolls back around? Because from my side of the table, there are a few things that I do know. One, rest and recovery are key. Two, it does not cost as much as people would like you to think to play sports and participate in sports. That cost of entry or barrier to entry is to keep and deter others from getting and entering the sport a lot of times. Three, the specialization side, you have plenty of time for that. Good athletes are good athletes. Bad athletes are bad athletes. The cream of the crop is usually, not usually, but always will rise to the top. And fourthly, if you need to enhance speed, if you need to enhance your weight room activity, you need to gain weight, things like that, you are you are not making the most of your time by devoting so much of your time to being a participator in many of the games. Think about it like this, right? If you play something like, that's why you say you play something like select baseball or travel baseball, travel softball, whatever, and you don't spend any time in the cages working on seeing the pitches that you are weak at. You don't spend any time studying yourself, your film, any time improving your biomechanics, any time improving your strength output, and all you do is play. Well, your ceiling is here, right? When it could be there to give you a visual. And what we get to is a point of there's no time to improve because you really don't have an off season. So your body is really not regenerating. And 9 times out of 10, again, I'm not saying this is bad for all coaches, but most are not going to take the time to teach you the skills that are going to get you to that next level. I'm not saying that you got to go and get a trainer. What I'm saying is we really have to make sense of what we're doing and make sense of if it's really worth the time and the value that we are attaching and stringing to it. And that's just the reality. There's a lot of people out there taking money, but they're not taking the time. They're not valuing time. They're not valuing the athletes. They're not putting the athletes in the best position to succeed. And we're just at a point to where is the bubble pop? Where is enough? We're starting to see where some say it's a decline in athletics, some say it's not really a decline in athletics, but we're starting to see where athletes are being affected by only playing games. You gotta think, if I'm in a game, if I'm a baseball player and I go to a game and I'm only getting three cracks or 3 cuts for the day, going up to the plate, I'm getting 3 chances or 3 tries to hit the ball. Well, if I need to improve my hitting or my batting average, my things like that, why not take 100 cuts, 200 cuts in the off season and work on that by seeing the ball more? That's really what it's going to come down to. How many more times can you be exposed to seeing the ball and having the opportunity to learn how to make contact with the baseball? Just being real and being fair, and that's the same thing I say with football. Football is not a sport that's meant to be played 9 to 10 months out of the year. It's just not. If you play contact, non-contact, the nature of the sport doesn't allow you to do so. Be careful in it. Make the most sense with it, and don't forget your family in it. Family is everything. Family is important. Friends are important. Memories are important, and most of your memories are not going to come from a baseball, a football, a soccer ball. They're going to come from your friends and family and hanging out, having a good time. So while you have time to be a kid because you have plenty of time to be a professional later. And that's one thing I'm going to stand by, and I'm willing to stand on that hill as much as I can, because that's what I believe when it comes to athletics. Like, if you're good, you're good. If you're great, you're gonna eventually be that, and that's just that. Bringing me to my next point, right? Let's talk about evaluations in youth sports. This subject right here, I wanna say again, these are my opinions and my thoughts, and this is my rant, right? When it comes to talent evaluation, it's going to take a lot for me to evaluate any athlete 13 and below. God honest truth, 13 and below. I'm really giving it credit by saying 13 and below, because honestly, I really would probably push it up to 14. Again, like I said, with the travel ball and stuff like that, man, a lot of this stuff is just money grab. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's take away all of the politically correct things and call a spade a spade. It's honestly a money grab. It's no 13-year-old in America that doesn't look like an all-star. It's no 13-year-old in America that sustains it's 1% that will be able to sustain that level of success they had at a PeeWee level, up to the middle school level, up to the high school level, and transfer that to the collegiate level and potentially the professional level. It's 1%. And so, my personal opinion is, if anybody telling you they evaluating talent, seriously evaluating a 13 or below year old athlete, they it's it's either affiliation laced in that, or it's some money somewhere in that. Let's just be real. I'm gonna give you the reason that I say that, right? Because we have so many factors that lead up to that. We have puberty. Is this athlete gonna get taller? Are they gonna stay the same? We have genetics. Are they gonna get bigger? Or are they gonna stay smaller? When the rest of the field catches up, whenever they start getting stronger and everybody starts getting faster, are they still leaders in the field, or will everybody catch up to them and they kind of mesh into the field? There's so many factors that go into that. So I think that evaluating these kids so early is, I mean, it's nothing more than money involved. I mean, there's nothing real. We don't know what your strength gain is going to be. We don't know how puberty is going to affect you. We don't know how your coaching in high school, middle school, and high school is going to affect you. And so, what's the point? College coaches still aren't going to 7-on-7 tournaments and recruiting players from a 7-on-7 tournament. It's far and few between. Um, you get selected for an all-star game, trust me, if it got a brand name behind it that is tried and true and stand the test time, then you're a good athlete. If it's something that somebody is conjuring up, or it's a bunch of jags there. If you don't know what a jag is, it's just another guy. There, where you stand. We have the transfer portal, things like that today. If y'all haven't gotten a chance to, go to the podcast, listen to the episode about signing day, and we talk about recruiting and things in that podcast episode. But a lot of guys, if you're a bubble kid today, you had to have something extra to get you to that level. But again, this is just my thing. When it comes to evaluating talent, really evaluating talent, it's no way that we can look at a puberty or pre-adolescent teen, kid, whatever, and really say like, oh, this kid is going to go places. Like, it's just hard to see. Some kids excel because they may be faster at that age group. A lot of kids excel because they're playing within their age group. The kid may just be bigger than everybody in that age group. And so you really have to be careful with that. It's not something that I would definitely pay attention to. It's not something that I would buy into. And if anybody's trying to charge you to go to a combine camp for anybody in that age bracket, you need to question them and really get a test going to see who they are. But anyway, this is just a little rant of mine. Something that's been on my heart, something that's been on my mind. I hope that I conveyed the message well. I hope that I was able to communicate it very well. And if you like the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, be legendary.